I hope that is kind of central. So it's 2019, it's a new year, it's a new video. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going through 9 things that you can do, that I'm going to be doing, that we can all do to make our lives better in 2019. I wanted to do 9 because it's just so predictable, isn't it? Like 10 things that we can all do in 29. So let's get straight into it. The first thing that I really need to work on, because I'm really bad at this, saying no to things. I'm very much a person who, if someone gives me an idea and says, oh, do you want to do this? Do you want to meet for coffee on this day? I hate saying no because I'm often worried about what that person is going to think about why I'm saying no. Are they going to think that I'm saying no because I don't like them? Do they think I'm saying no because I don't want to see them? Not necessarily. Saying no to things enables you to take control over your schedule. It enables you to take control over doing only the things that you really care about, only the things you really want to do. So saying no to things is going to enable you to manage your time so much better, which leads me into point number 2, which is kind of ironic, saying yes to more of the right things. Now, I'm pretty good at this. I'm pretty good at getting excited by being pushed out of my comfort zone. I have learned over the years that doing something that isn't necessarily along the lines of what someone's advising you to do, but because your gut is telling you to do it, is a good thing. You learn a lot about yourself, you learn a lot about what you believe in as a person, you get to understand your true core values as a human being when you push yourself out of your comfort zone. In terms of saying yes more, I certainly want to do more things that are not necessarily things I'm good at. I've been very, very good in the past at just focusing in on something, not really pushing it as far as I can, but only doing it because it's comfortable. Doing it because it's something I know. Whereas in 2019, I really want to learn new skills. I want to learn new things to enable me to be a better rounded person. Number 3, this has been my taboo for my entire life. Ever since I quit playing tennis at the age of 16, I used to play tennis a lot. If it was the summer, I would play every single day, almost without fail, unless it was raining and I couldn't afford an indoor court. I played tennis every day. I was a very healthy individual. I was never really ripped. I never really had a chiseled body. I was just like, you know, I was fit and healthy, basically. I have said and made countless videos saying I want to get fit. I want to go to the gym. This year, for number 3, I'm going to say to myself that I just want to be healthy. I want to feel energized. I want to wake up every morning at a reasonable time. This morning was a letdown. It was 9:30 this morning that I woke up. And in terms of health, I also am going to be giving up drinking alcohol, which is a big thing because I'm a very sociable person. I go out a lot. And yes, you don't need to go out and sink 10 pints every time you go out. Don't necessarily always sink 10, but you know, that's quite a lot. There was so many times, particularly at the beginning of last year, where I was binge drinking, really, and it's not good for you, and it didn't really get me anywhere. It was very good from a social aspect, but I also backed myself enough in social situations to not need to be drunk in order to be sociable. Getting rid of alcohol, I'm not going to do it for the whole year. I'm going to drink on special occasions and trying to work out more, as opposed to setting myself something saying you've got to work out every day. I want to at least do some element of exercise per week more than I was last year. Number 4, and something that I've become super conscious about, not super conscious, that's an exaggeration. I've become more conscious about sustainable living. Now, if you're interested in sustainability and actually doing good for the world and good for the environment, gonna leave a link in the description to my friend Tom Norman's video. He made a great video. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm gonna go vegan. I'm not gonna go vegan. Why? Because I know I wouldn't be able to stick to it. And quite frankly, there are so many things that I wouldn't be able to eat or drink, such as milk, eggs, if I went vegan, in order for me to just know that I would fail at that. So I don't wanna go vegan. I don't wanna go vegan. And I don't just wanna be one of those people who preach, you know, you should go vegan, but then I don't do it myself because I go and enjoy a steak on a Friday night. In terms of sustainability, if you're going to a nightclub, for example, and they put a straw in your drink, or they're about to put a straw in your drink, tell them that you do not want a plastic straw in your drink. It's small things like that that we can do all over the world that are going to make a tiny difference, but a difference nonetheless. I also need to remember that every time I go shopping, I've got to bring a bag with me as opposed to buying a new plastic bag. And they're increasing the prices of plastic bags, which is good. Now, number 5, and one that most of you that follow me on Instagram will know that I took really seriously, particularly in the first half of 2018, and right now I'm actually balancing all of you guys on books. The camera is all of you. Read more. When I was younger and in school, I took English literature. Not so proudly say that I managed to pretty much wangle my way through a literature A level without actually reading a book, which is kind of stupid because the whole purpose of it was to be able to read, to be able to give yourself quotes and all this stuff for your essays and all that. I didn't read anything. And it's because I found it boring, quite frankly, and that was the younger version of me. It will seriously make a big difference to you. And I'm gonna leave a list of some of my favorite books from last year in the description. The best thing about these books is it's not like a video game where it's only relevant for the time period until the next one comes out. Some of these books are written by legends. They're written by greats, and they're people that have been there and done it. So they're people that you can learn first-hand experience from whilst in this book. It's gonna cost you like 10 or 20 quid. Number 6, and something that really does link back in. I've got a pen in my hand now. I feel like me tapping a pen on my leg enables me to like emphasize what I'm saying a little bit more. You can only see my top half, I know. Focusing attention on people that we care about. In the age of social media, I went into this a little bit in my video where I talked about imposter syndrome. There was a ton of comments on that video of people that were relating to that. So for that, I'm very grateful, and I'm glad that video helped you. Focusing attention on people we actually care about, as opposed to listening to people that are behind a keyboard or behind their phones typing stuff to put us down. Particularly on Instagram, people have an opinion about everything. Someone will post a beautiful photo of a view, or a beautiful photo of their progress in the gym, or their progress with their body or something. There's always going to be someone out there who is jealous of you. And it is so easy in 2018, 2019 now, to focus our attention on the negatives, to focus our attention on the minority. There are people out there that want to see people fail. There are people out there that want to see you fail. There are certainly people out there that enjoy seeing what they would consider me failing. I don't care about those people, and neither should you. All of your attention and focus should be on the people that are trying to raise you up. You should be trying to focus your attention on bringing your friends from here with yourself to here. That is something I really want to do in 2019. I want to, going back to the first 2 points, say no to more things to enable me the time to do that, and to say yes to more things that I know are going to level me up to be able to level the people around me up as well. Point number 7 is making more space for passion projects. Now, we're living in a society and in a generation where there are distractions left, right, behind you, and in front of your eyes. Everywhere we go, there is a distraction. Maybe it's an advert on the tube. Maybe it's an advert on this YouTube video. Maybe it's an advert on your phone while you're scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, anything. I've been experiencing this on Facebook recently where for some reason, I keep getting videos appearing of people like pimpling spots. I have zero interest in this. I have a girlfriend who sees like a blackhead on my face and is obsessed with it until she like is fiddling with my face as well. But this is distracting me because I'm looking at it on Facebook thinking, how can this possibly be on my screen? And I've just spent a minute watching this stupid video. Eliminate distractions. Make space for doing things that you care about, as opposed to what this consumer society is forcing into your face. Now, point number 8, and the penultimate point, is to believe in yourself more. There isn't really a limit to the capabilities that we all have in our lives. In 2018 and 19, despite all of the times I go on about how I feel like social media distracts me and I feel like I want to use social media more and all of this stuff, we've never been in a better position as individual human beings to be able to make something of ourselves. We've had this huge shift in the generations where now we're so focused on our smartphones, we're so focused on social media and all of these things. Yeah, it's great in a sense because it is setting that bar even higher to the limits of what we could achieve as individual human beings. Now, one thing I want to say to you guys, and one thing that I'm going to be telling myself throughout this year, is that there's never really an end goal. There isn't ever really a point where you can settle and say, I have done everything I want to do. If you enable the roof of where you think your success this year can be, if you just get rid of that completely, you can understand the capabilities you have for success and for growth are actually endless. And I think believing in yourself and knowing that there isn't a limit, there isn't a point where someone's going to say, no, you've learned enough this year, you've grown enough this year, gonna level it off now. No one's gonna say that other than yourself, and believing that that's possible is key. And the final point, and the point that links into all of the other things I've just said, is ending the year, so ending 2019, with no regrets. I don't want to watch back this video on the 3rd or 4th day of 2020 and say to myself, you're in the same position as you were a year ago, and it's because you didn't do the things you actually said you were going to do. And I didn't want this to be like a New Year's resolutions video. I genuinely believe that all 9 of the things I've said in this video, not just going to help me, they can help you guys as well. And I hope that through watching my videos, consuming my content on Instagram, my new podcast. Welcome to the George Benson Football Podcast, episode number 1. And then I want to talk about more stuff like this as the year goes on and as I really understand how I want the format of my podcast to be. I don't want to have had all these ideas written down in this book right here, which again, that could be point number 10, bonus point. Get yourself a diary and a place where you can just throw out all of your ideas. It's more likely to come of something if you've actually got it written down on paper. I don't want to regret anything. I do not want to look back on any moments of my year and think that I could have been less lazy. I could have done more. I could have said no to this and done that instead. Or I could have taken this business deal, but I didn't want to because I was too worried about what other people were going to think of my decisions. Even if you don't live by the 9 things that I've said in this video, I'm not a preacher, I don't have all the answers. I'm on my journey myself, and that is one thing, again, that I want to touch a lot more on in my videos this year, is that it's perfectly cool to not have everything figured out, and I touched upon it towards the end of last year, but I'm very excited for this year. I'm very excited to start my podcast. I don't know exactly where it's going to live yet. This has been my first video of 2019. I hope you can take something from it. I'm really excited, and I think you guys should be as well. I know it's all cliche, like new year, new me, bullshit. Don't take any of that. It's about being honest with yourself, living a bit more consciously, and knowing, going back to the last point, that there really is no limit this year as to what you can achieve. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I am going to go and try and get a new tripod because I can't keep balancing it on all these books all the time. Yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.